Hey everybody, it's Elizabeth and welcome back to this rental renovation. So today, me and several of my family members are over here working on the house. I will be here for probably about 8 hours, so I'm pumped to see what I can get through. So what's happening elsewhere is my husband is in the living room removing tack strips and nails and stuff from the wood floor. And then my older son Riley, who's going to be living here, is rolling the second coat of like the beigey wall color in his room, my mom's room, and then he'll be in here in the bathroom when he gets done with that. So I came to the bathroom to paint the wall trim. Gotta do the doors and everything too. But then I remember I needed to caulk. So I have started the caulking in here, and the kids were in here just seeing what I was up to. We started talking about this tub. Hi, if you're new here, this house has a literal tub room. That's all we got in here is a tub. Nice, really huge jetted tub. But anyway, so it had some dirt down in this corner that we just don't have a cup or anything, so we couldn't get it out. So one of the kids suggested just filling it up to then like use that water to like clean, and as it starts to go out, just make sure all the stuff drains out with it. So while we were doing that, I thought we'd go ahead and fill it up as much as we need to and run the jets, get all the air out of the line. You can see there's a lot of dirt and like junk on that filter down there. So I'm just going to try and clean that up as best as we can. I turned it off for now. This tub takes forever to fill up. Literally had the water running for like 20 minutes or more at this point, and it's still got like this much to get over one of the jets. Or two, I guess two. Yeah, there's two higher jets, which would be like right there for your back. So anyways, my husband was like, that thing takes so much water to fill. He's like, that is such a huge waste of water. And I'm like, you know, it's a bummer. It's true. It is a waste of water. But for us bath lovers, it seems worth it. But I'm like, it'd be cool if my mom had like a gray water reuse system that this water ran out to. Anyway, so just thought I would bring you guys in while I'm working on the caulking. I started in this corner over here where there was like obviously a huge gap there. And then I've done this door here, which you can barely see, but it looks a lot better. And I literally felt air coming in here while I was doing that. So that's going to be a huge improvement. Then I've got this side of this door done. And the top didn't seem so bad to me. Like there's barely a gap there, so I didn't do it. And I think I'm debating doing this where this quarter round meets this door jamb just because there's a gap there. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. But I'm going to run out of my stuff because I just have like 2 or 3 of these, which is my favorite kind. It's just really easy to use. So anyway, I've got a lot of rooms and floor trim and ceiling trim to caulk, like a lot. So I know I'm going to have to get more. So I think my goal is just to caulk everything in this room until I run out. And then I'm going to paint the trim in here. I'm going to get started on that because I've got this paint here. And Riley's using the other color.
So much frosting that I don't actually realize.
Hey Hadley, the trim in the corners doesn't matter because I will paint it, but I'll paint it with a brush, just not the floor trim.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Roll over that.
No, it's hard to get it with a roller without it getting messy, but it's really easy to just brush it with by hand. So I've never wanted to be one of those people who was like a gatekeeper of life hacks. Instead, I love to share life hacks. So let me show you my absolute favorite thing I learned a couple years ago about caulk lines. This, I'm using a Clorox wipe, but you can use a damp paper towel, but I have found this is better. That noise you hear out there is my husband cleaning out the garage. So this is just putting up the bead basically. And then you take your Clorox wipe. Oh my God, so rewarding and so beautiful. That's where I got to. Anyways, love that. End up getting a really nice smooth finish. This is paint, I didn't do that. I did do that, but it's paint. All right, while I take a break real quick, I thought I would show you the white trim. I went around the doors for now because they were dirty, so I had to wash them down, and so I'll go back and get them, got this trim done, and then I've made it over to there. So I'm gonna take a break to grab a snack. And I thought I would show you what's going on in the garage. So weird to hear like things creaking. Anyways, my husband worked out here and he cleaned up a ton of stuff. Just got a few items left here. Mower couldn't get up on the ramp because it's snowy outside, so it's too slick. But look at this. He moved the freezer. I wanted to get it out of that corner so I could evaluate it. And y'all, there was a pot, like a foot deep pile of trash behind it. It's actually, he filled up that trash can. And look at all that water. So this was my goal, was to get this away from the wall to clean up. That's gonna be wild. Anyways, hoping to get it to look at least like that, because I mean that one was decently bad and I've improved it. So anyways, just wanted to update on that. And we think that's going to be, the solution there is going to be a combination of things on the inside as well as the outside. Like the earth there maybe tilts down towards the building, so we could like trench. We'll have to reevaluate that when there's not snow on the ground, but we wanted to start work in here. So if I have time today, I will do what I can with what I have. We also he got all this trash and everything out of here so that next weekend when family is here, we can put the insulation up. We have concluded that we don't necessarily, we aren't going to make the garage a livable space anymore. So we measured everything and they're going to have the space they need in their bedrooms, but except for like a shelf or two. So we will just work that out. But we still need to clean up in there. We need to deal with that water problem no matter what. And we're going to insulate because the water lines run in the ceiling out there, out to that tub room. So if those water lines weren't there and it didn't need to be a livable space, we could just kind of leave it as is or fix the water leaking issue. But because of all those things, we need to get that done. So we will be working on that. So we're going to be foundation repair, trenching, and insulation. Went to drain the tub. Look at this. Oh my God.
The freezer was hiding it.
Yeah, and trapping that moisture in there. Sure did not expect that. That's nuts. So we're going to take this panel right here off. It's screwed in, and investigate and look at all this mess that's been made. This is outside. Look at that. And then it goes right there. Connor, lift that up. So boy, that turned into a bigger mess than I was sure expecting for today. I guess that's our casualty or crisis for today. But that's okay, because I have a plan. So, oh, I just hit the curtain. Anyway, so we've got the tub closed off, so no more water is going to come out. We know what the problem is, okay? It's outside. So I can put that PVC back on outside. I just don't have my PVC stuff here. But anyways, we can do that, no problem. But the problem with outside is then it's just going to drain to right outside this window. Like that's where the PVC ends, is like a foot that way. Like I could probably even, well, I can show you because Connor opened this window a minute ago and there's no screen. Okay, see? And it's moved because we moved it. So it would normally end right about there. So all that water, all them gallons of water right here along the edge of the house. And then right over there is the garage. So, okay, horrible, right? So I was just messaging my mom and my husband. And I had told my mom this morning, I was like, look at the view out this window. You can't see it, hold on. I was like, look at the view out this window. Like this would be your view from the tub. And this is just like the whole side yard. But like there's a shrub there and there's a shrub there and there. And I said, we should put in a big, fast growing shrub right there. So you can just leave curtains open if you want and have privacy. But what I was talking to my husband about this morning, see that fence ends right there. So there's no fence here to have to deal with. There's just some shrubs and stuff. And so what we're gonna do before we, you know, think the tub is operational is we're gonna tie into that PVC more. And we're gonna come over this way and then we're gonna go out that way. And we're gonna try to take it out to about there, where it's like at least 8 feet from the house. And then we're gonna dig a little pond right there, and we're gonna make that a gray water catchment system. So what it'll be is like a little pond. I'll have to check the, we'll have to do the size based off of how much water this holds. But what we can do is, it's a part of permaculture, which if you're new to my channel, my life is gardening. I love gardening. And I got into gardening by studying permaculture. And so we can do like a little pond there. And you can even have, as long as you don't use, you have to use certain bath products that are gray water friendly. So ones without toxins or anything, that you could literally just dump your bath water on the ground and it's not bad for the eco life and the soil structure. And so use that kind of products, and then have that pond out there. And what'll happen is when she drains, which with gravity, it'll feed out to that pond. And in that little pond, and just in case you're not like thinking of what I'm thinking of here, like koi pond size, where it's like maybe 3 or 4 feet wide, 6 feet long, maybe like the size of the tub, but not as deep. And then we can plant certain plants around the edges that are water loving plants. A lot of water loving plants naturally clean water. So in that sort of system, what you want is your bathroom water, bathtub water goes out there. It fills or refills the pond where there are plants all around it that love that kind of water. They'll clean the water, and the water will eventually evaporate or absorb through the ground to go back to the earth. And one type of plant that loves reuse water is banana trees. So, and my mom loves banana trees. So anyways, we could definitely do that to create like a wall around the pond. And then actually on the edges of the pond, you would have other types of water loving plants. So I'm not sure how that would work for winter time. Need to research that. But anyways, that's our game plan. My game plan for today is I'm going to finish painting in here. Then I'm going to get down here and clean up any moisture I see. And then I'm going to release the tub again. I'm going to see where the water is coming at. I think there's some dripping here. And I know there's some dripping here, but when we tried to just release it for like 10 seconds and watch, we saw nothing. So I need to clean all this up, test it, see if I can find it. Then I'll have to dry the PVC. And then I'm going to use this product, waterproof patch and seal. I'm just going to spray the PVC inside and then let it dry. After that, I'm going to clean up in the garage. I'm going to literally rake and sweep all that dirt, mud, water, everything out of that corner. I can just put the garage door up and try and just sweep the water to the front of the garage. Just try to disperse it, get it moved out so I can get that corner to start drying out. It's literally right there. So that's my goal. I can use this out there on that wall, but I'm thinking now, like if this is the water problem in the garage, this is an easier problem to fix than if it's water coming in through the foundation. So, and what I was just talking to my husband about is that this water has probably been running this way, like causing the water we saw in there this whole time. Because what happened, I'm guessing the owners knew this leaked and they didn't use it. And again, we bought this from an elderly couple. Their kids were the ones selling it. We could not ask them questions. It was not a government loan. It wouldn't have passed a regular home inspection anyways, but we did our own inspections. So when we were here, we turned this tub on. We turned the water on. We let it fill about an inch. We drained it. Okay, we left. When we closed and we came back, there was water over here in the floor. And I was worried it was coming in like under the floor trim. So I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? So I just cleaned it all up. I cleaned it, I mopped, and thought, okay, I'll wait and see where anything comes in, you know, now that we're here more often. So that was my plan. But then what I didn't think of until just a minute ago is because it's so cold here, we have left this tub on a slight drip so the pipes don't freeze. Because my sister and my mom, they were like, well, maybe it's leaking under the tub because the pipe froze and just kind of busted. And I'm like, I don't think so, because we've had it dripping for weeks just in case we couldn't be here when it was going to be cold. We kept it on just in case anyway. So then I realized, well, even though it was a tiny little drip, that tiny little drip was continually going out that drain and potentially continually running across the floor and slowly streaming into the garage. And not only that, but we didn't know that moisture was there or how bad it was. We just knew it was moist in that corner because that big freezer was in the way. But this corner of the garage was wet. So when we came back, it had just happened to have been like a huge 2-day rain. So when we saw moisture, they were like, okay, it's seeping through the foundation or leaking through the foundation, and that's what's causing it. Obviously, that makes sense. But it literally could have been this tub the whole time, because it could have been seeping there, hits that corner, and it hit the junk and trash and crap that was behind that deep freeze, and then it just ran along this crack and made it to this corner. And it just went out like a foot or two. And it just like kind of slowly, like it spread in this crack because that's where it had to go. And on the other side, it would just get trapped under the deep freeze and all the junk and under the deep freeze because it was elevated onto like a, can't remember what that's called, like a piece of wood. It was sitting up off the ground. So like that moisture was literally just all in that corner. So anyways, I hope that's what's causing the problems in the garage, because if so, they're a lot more fixable. After all this excitement, I'm losing time. So I'm going to get back to painting. I'll show you what I get done and what I figure out about that, the PVC under the tub, when I get to that here in a bit. Okay, so I got all of the white stuff done. Even the trim up at the top. The blue you see I'll get when I cut in the wall. And I'm going to paint that weird filter thing the same color as the wall, so hopefully it kind of doesn't stand out like a sore thumb anymore. Over here, where we took this panel off, I have swept and like dried up anything I could find, and I'm going to work on this in just a minute. But I just cleaned up the floor from all that mess. I did the doors, which of course it's white on blue. They're doors. I'm optimistic the second coat will look a lot better. It may need 3, but we'll see. But I got the trim and everything. And I painted this weird little mount they've got this breaker box on. And then this I'll do the wall color. And then I have a canvas painting that I'm gonna just set over that so that you can't see it. So I'm not worried about how weird it looks or anything. And then I actually did the door trims for both of these doors, like even in there and everything. I mean, that looks blue, but it's not. It's just the light reflecting on the blue that is still visible. Okay, so I just sprayed this stuff all around the bottom and side of this joint and all right in there. So it smells really strong, so I wanted to get all my cutting in done before I sprayed that so I can just leave the room for a bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it, and then I'm going to come back in here and I'm going to roll this second coat and maybe cut in this color. And you can see it's dark outside. So I'm going to take a break and then check on, maybe do some work in the garage while I'm waiting for this room to air out of that strong smell. So I just want to give you guys like a midway update on all this painting in this tub room. Everything is still wet, but I'm so close to covering up all of the remaining blue. So I just finished in that corner over there where that shelf is. I started at this AC. I've already done the floor cut in on the walls. Just I'm going around the ceiling now, work my way around. But anyways, oh my gosh, like look at this. It's so, like in this shot, there's no blue. Ah, that's so rewarding. Oh, I love it. So when you look up close, you can still see places where like this white trim has got some blue. But in general, of course, is just not super visual. We got some on that back table thing back there. But in general, it's going good. And I believe when the second coat of the white gets on and it dries, there's going to be just enough contrast between the two colors. They are both a shade of white, but they are different. So we'll see. Well, folks, we did it. So let me show you what's going on in this room and wrap up this video. All right, here is a shot of the room. I think I showed you this side last time. This I've not painted. I've not figured out what I'm going to do with that yet. But anyways, looks a lot better. I did dry all that up and spray it. So next time I'm here, I will try to drain some water and check on it. Here is the other side of the room. All the ceiling trim and the walls are still wet, but much improved. So next time I'm here, I will be doing a second coat of all the white trim and a second coat of cutting in the walls if needed, because I have rolled the second coat of the wall. So that's what I've got to do. And then of course working on the tub. But I feel really good about where this room is, because this is one of only 2 rooms that requires me to repaint literally everything. The laundry room is going to be the same. It needs walls and trim. And there's a lot of stuff to cut in around. So it's going to take a long time. But the bedrooms are half done. And we're not painting the trim in there. So that really, really saves some time. So I feel like once I knock out this room and the laundry room, I'm going to feel a lot better. And we'll be back tomorrow. You'll see that in the next video. And I'm going to be wrapping up this room, fingers crossed, and starting the laundry room. So thanks for being here and watching this and giving me your feedback in the comments. I appreciate you guys coming on this journey with me. I'm so excited to transform this little tub room into a little relaxing oasis for my mom. And I will be sharing like my decor and stuff that I'm putting in here before or right after she moves in. I have everything in mind and saved. I just haven't bought it yet because it's least important when it comes to all the other expenses. So anyways, I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'm excited for these doors to not look weird, but this is just a part of the process. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.